Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to everybody around the world. Welcome back to another One Piece video featuring your boy, Doflamingo. Get ready for a very spicy deck profile featuring OP07, in which I'm very excited to bring to you guys here on the channel. Now, speaking of which, when it comes to Doflamingo, this by far is, if you guys haven't already guessed, my favorite character in all of One Piece right now. But when it comes to the deck builds that you can do for Blue Doflamingo, you have slim pickings, let's be honest. This deck itself is not very flexible, but what it lacks in that department, it makes up for viability. This deck is very good right now in the current metagame with some of the new cards we've gotten in OP07, such as Jinbe, Law, Crocodile. All the Warlord packages here that you can create with this leader make this deck a lot more, I guess the word would be spooky, scary, whatever you want to call it, than he once was before in OP01, OP05, OP06. Now, with that said, there still is a skill ceiling to this deck, and it's very low, due to the fact that once you learn it, once you master this deck, that's it. It's over. This isn't a Rob Lucci, build. This isn't Gecko Mori. This isn't Sakazuki, where you have numerous amounts of combos. This is a very limited. You have very limited choices to what you can build here in Blue Doflamingo and do fine. And we're not talking about, oh, just because you did a thing during this one locals, it works. Nah, bro. We're talking about a very consistent list that shines in regionals, top decks, whatever you want to call it. This is what you're looking at. Some variation of this, different ratios, all that sort of thing. So do keep that in mind. If you guys are looking to go far with Doflamingo, this is a very strong deck to do so. Just know that you're going to hit that skill ceiling, and you may get a little bit bored, you may not. But overall, we've gained a lot of access to new warlords here in OP07, being Jinbe for starters. And if you don't know what this card does, it allows you to cheat out extra bodies on board for 4 Dawn, which is really nice. So you can play something like Weevil, Gecko Moria, you can cheat out another blocker if you choose to, all for 4 Dawn, which is really good. Doflamingo himself allows you to cheat out free bodies for the price of 1 Dawn. As long as you attach 2 Dawn to him, pay 1, you swing for 7k, you look at the top card of your deck. If it's a Warlord card, such as like Weevil, Jinbe, Law, etc., you guys get it. You can cheat it out from the top of your deck for free on the board, but it comes in rested, so do be mindful of that. Now we've gained access to cards such as Boa as well, which is really good in Boa Hancock decks and any other blue deck in the current format. This is a very strong card overall. I think it has one of the best effects in the game. Unfortunately, it's a bit expensive. So when it comes to Doflamingo here, I generally like to run 2 or 3 copies at most. He's very good into the Bonnie matchup, especially if Bonnie is playing down Zoro. So allowing you to lock down that card entirely is really strong. But overall, what you guys see here in this list is pretty much going to be about every other Doflamingo out there that you guys can find. You might find some decks with a little bit of spice, but it's going to be very rare because the deck has to be consistent. You have to hit your warlords off the top of your deck with your warlord ability. You don't want to whiff out too much. This is why we don't play with a lot of events here in this list or in this deck in general. Most of them are going to run anywhere between 2 to 4 Gravity Blades, maybe 2 Red Rocks, and then 1 to 2 Perfumes at most. Just because, again, every other card in this deck is going to be a Warlord besides your Perona, your Kaido, and your Pudding. So you're going to be hitting a lot of cards off the top, pretty much blindly, unless you're super unlucky. But overall, I do want to talk about a big event that's coming up here at Gaming Giant, which is my local spot in Virginia, Fairfax. We generally house anywhere between 30 to 50 people, and this Sunday is going to be no different. I think our cap is going to be 44 to 50 if we can squeeze them in, but we're going to be having quite a bit of big prize support, such as, obviously your winner pack, your participation pack, a couple booster packs depending on your choice preferences, and a custom Doflamingo playmat will be given away to first place as well. Entry is only $5, so if you guys are in the area or local to that area, or maybe it's an hour away from you, get in the car, drive over, get a bunch of products, whether it's booster packs, singles, trades. We got everything up here. But overall, we are going to dive into a bunch of games today. I'll see you guys in a split second. Let's go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to dive into a bunch of games today. Coming at you guys with Blue Doflamingo, playing into, I guess that is a red-green law. Haven't seen this guy in a long time. But in any case, we're off to a good start, as usual here with Perona. Now, before we dive into this game, I do want to go ahead and talk about some things that I have coming up here on the channel in the month of September, I believe. I think it's going to be September. It's going to be September through October. So late September through all of October, I'm going to be looking to do as many games as I possibly can here on the channel. And we're going to be talking about, like, video-wise, I'm looking to get into a lot more videos throughout the week here. Right now, we're on a schedule where I do a video every 2 days, except for this month. This month has been a little bit slack from me. I apologize. This was my birthday month, so I did take a little bit off, you know, to hang out and do things for my birthday and all that sort of thing. So, we're winding down this month. Content will be picking back up as it normally does here on the channel going into August and so forth. You guys are going to be getting a lot more content from me. I'm going to try my best. I'm going to do the best that I can do. I am a guy here who thrives on giving you guys quality more so than quantity. I like to give you guys as much detailed information, whether it's builds, guides, just raw gameplays of local content as best as I can. That way you guys can enjoy it. Hopefully be there with me at some point, because I have met a lot of you guys who do watch my content, which is actually really cool to still see and meet and greet certain people out in public. It's still a new thing to me. Like, it baffles me when I go places and they don't recognize me until you play against me or till you hear my name or I'm speaking to you, and then they recognize the voice, which is actually really cool to me. But in any case, I'm having a lot of fun still doing all things One Piece. I'm not going away anytime soon, so I'm sorry if you guys have been used to me pumping out as many videos throughout the week, throughout the month. This month has just been a little bit slack just because I took off some time for my birthday. That's all. But overall, expect me back full force going forward. And I hope you guys are going to be there for me. I hope you guys are going to enjoy it. Let's go ahead and get back into these games today. Coming at you guys again with Doflamingo playing against Red Green Law. Now, you guys did see the thumbnail. That event is going to be at Gaming Giant, in which I'm sure, if you guys didn't already hear about it in my intro or in the deck profile, this will be an event on Sunday, this Sunday coming up in the Fairfax area in Virginia. So if you guys are native nearby or what have you, you want to swing by, take part in locals, and potentially win yourselves a very, very nice playmat, hey, by all means, $5 entry fee at the local shop. No, I do not own it. It's not my place. It's just a place that I go to every weekend, meet a bunch of people, do some trades, play some games, you know, chop it up, and enjoy myself. So hopefully I might see you there. In any case, let's get back into this. I don't really need to express so much when it comes to Red Green Law. This is one of those decks where it's been around for a very long time, just like Blue Doflamingo here. But at the end of the day, it's always done the exact same thing. It likes to play a lot of small units on board, as you guys can see, and cheat them out with his leader effect. So as Blue, whether you're playing Doflamingo or Boa, you guys are going to be looking for the exact same cards, regardless of what leader you're playing. All I need to find here is Gravity Blade or a Red Rock, speaking of which. Let's bot deck the Curly Dedan, I guess. This is one of those things where Law needs bodies on board to use his leader ability. And if he doesn't have 5 characters on board, it makes it a little bit harder for him to do what he wants to do. Now, considering all these characters are, you know, very, very cheap and inexpensive, it's very easy for him to do that. such as, Zoro. But we are playing Doflamingo. We have a way of getting multiple bodies on board ourselves. Therefore, we should be able to win this matchup, I think. Ours are a bit beefier than, Nami and Otama and Chopper over there, so I'm not really concerned all too much. And he's got 4 cards in hand, 2 life. We've got a blocker on board and double Kaido in hand, so we're going to be gaining a lot of cards here soon. And one of the good things about this matchup is Law plays a lot of blockers, which we have access to the new event from OP07, which is Femur, or Perfume, which allows us to bypass all blockers here, so we should be okay. As Law puts down another one. Goodness, man. I'm gonna go 7. I don't mind taking this. Hey, cool. We'll get rid of the Law. Well, okay, alright. Hey, you know what? This is perfect. I'm glad we actually ran into an RP Law, considering this is one of, if not the best deck in the format, depending on, who you ask. This is a matchup in which a lot of decks struggle to deal with, but I've learned that playing Blue Dofi into this match, hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I've learned playing Doflamingo into this match is a lot easier than you may think. Ooh, Zorojoro here, huh? Interesting. I haven't really seen a lot of Laws still run this card, so it's kind of cool to see. Let's go 5. Play down a Moria here. I wanted to play down our blocker Dofi, but I figure that Moria might be a little bit more difficult for him to deal with. Of course, both of them still take just one Raise Max or Gordon, but considering he's about to survive, we can clap back on Zoro and just kill that next turn. But what are you gonna do? 6. We'll counter this one. Loss here on board. We're at 6 Dawn. We'll play this first. We'll get a Red Rock, which is actually nice. I know in a lot of these matches, Red Rock isn't really as strong into a Law, but it might serve some purpose later on. It's a 6 cost, right? So it's kind of cheap, kinda, when I can just cheap bodies on board with my leader ability. Let's do this again. I actually want to take the Red Rock, so we're going to leave that where it is for now, in hopes that I can get use of it with like Queen or Kid, or for the time being, having numerous bodies on board in this matchup really just swings it back in your favor. And I've learned that Doflamingos, they're blockers, but they're also attackers here in this match specifically. We lost 1, so that does kind of suck. But we got the Gravity Blade, so we're going to go ahead and bottom deck some of these characters here. Go 6. We can counter out a couple of these swings. I doubt he swings in with Law, so not really worried about that too much. Okay, I stand corrected. Cool. We'll counter that too. And then we can Gravity Blade the I'm and the Eustace Kid. Then we can swing in on the Law and the leader here for a little bit. We're actually going to attack with everybody here. This way, we get 4 attacks in. And I do think that he would just remove the Doflamingo next turn, if possible. This way, we just put a lot of pressure on him. Ooh, do you not have the counters for these? There it is. He might have gotten that off life there. So there's a Queen. Remember what's coming up here soon. We have a Red Rock to get around this if need be. I think he's bottom decked 2 cards now, if I remember. I know he got 1 Doflamingo. I don't remember if he did another one or not, actually. Go ahead and take that. Have no choice. Kid and Killer. So he clears another unit on board. Yep. I don't really have a say in that. Doflamingo here. Let's do... We can do the Boa. And we also can do the Dofi. Or I can just play Kaido and be fine. Let's go 5 here first. Okay, let's go 6 there as well. Gives me a card from hand, I'd assume. Yep. Let's play Kaido down. Oh my goodness. The 2Ks galore, apparently. We knew we were getting the red rock and then 1 crocodile, but 2 more 2Ks? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. We know Kaido should be safe here, unless he's... Yeah, he doesn't have enough removal to get rid of that, unless he's running Gamma Knife. Which is a possibility. Gamma Knife into like a Gordon or Raise Max. He could do it. Yeah? Yeah, I think he... No, he couldn't do it. He would need 2 Gordons and 2 Raise Maxes or whatever. So we're chilling. We'll let that one go. So I'm just going to assume he's going to play another one. No. Raise you. Okay. 1 Raise Max. Let's Red Rock the Queen and go for game. Let's see if he's got enough. He let a lot of 5k attacks go through last turn, so maybe he doesn't have enough counter for the 9. Yep. GG. Cool. Let's see if he wants to run it back here. Nice. Let's do another one. I think this is probably my favorite match to play Doflamingo into. Not because we always have a great match. It's really a toss-up whether or not we see Gravity Blade or not. But it's like, Law is one of the decks to beat. Okay? So, playing a very skilled red-green Law, or sorry, a red RP Law player is rare. Whether it's on Sim, whether it's at your local scene, I'm sure you guys have a few at your places. I have a couple at mine. This leader is very strong only when they see the right cards. The downside to it is, unlike Doflamingo and unlike a lot of other decks like Bonnie for example, those decks are very consistent because we have ways of searching for cards we need. Law does not. He's literally going through his deck blindly because he doesn't have any searchers just yet. But once he sees a couple of pieces, or he finds the right cards, like in this scenario, apparently he can't find his Gordons, he kind of just runs you over. And I feel like Doflamingo has a pretty solid matchup into this, especially due to the fact that we have Jinbe. And we've gotten 2 already, and we're on turn 3. We're full board, turn 3. Which is nuts. We've already gotten, what, 4, 8, 12, 16? 16 Dawn worth of bodies on board. Or 19, excuse me. Which is wild. And that's just due to Jinbe's. 1 Raise Max here. He'll probably going to take out my Weevils. Yep, smart. I feel like Weevil is very, very good here in this matchup. Just because he's a 6k body like our Moria, you know? 7 into this. You know what? Darn, I already hit the button. Otherwise, I would just blocked with Doflamingo. Never mind. That's a lot of counter I had to get rid of from my hand if I wanted to do that. Okay. Mr. 2. He could be a problem. Which, he might just leave the Weevil on board. That way, Mr. 2 has something to smack with. 4 Dawn open. Shariah. Okay. Thankfully, again, we have the Gravity Blade here to get us out of the scenario. And Law is out of cards in hand. And we have a way to replenish ours with Kaido if need be. Okay. So we can Gravity Blade. I guess we can go ahead and bottom deck the Shariah. And I guess Mr. 2. You may argue we should have got rid of the kid, but it's not really that much of a big deal. Let's go on the Penguin. Yeah, doing quite well. As long as you guys see the Gravity Blade, I'm not going to tell you the match is easy at that point. You really need to see Jinbe to sustain yourself here in this match. Gravity Blade is really good, of course, but I think having multiple opportunities to put multiple bodies on board is the way to go in this matchup. He should counter out here. I think he needs to keep the kid on board. Nice. Alright, let's go 5 lead. And another 5 lead. Cool. You only can remove one of these at a time. Yep. Probably goes for Doflamingo. Yep. Fair. So that's 2 bodies off the board. Kitten Killer. Really good. Well played. Got to remove 3 bodies like that. It's pretty good. Kitten Killer is quite strong. Let's go 5 lead here. And then we'll just play down Kaido. So I'm not necessarily threatened by anything that he can do right now. He does have quite a bit of attacks next turn, so it could have been a bad time to do that. Like if he had drawn into another Kitten Killer. We don't have too much counter in hand, so. But we have a way to win the game, considering we got another Gravity Blade. We can bottom deck the Kid, and then go face with 8k with Doflamingo and 12k with Kaido. Oh yeah. Yeah, we win. Cool. There goes that. 2 blockers up. You got it. We can just counter this. So we'll bot deck these. Now we can just swing 5. And good game, buddy. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm actually a little bit spooked. You know, like when you go to locals, right? And you sit down and you play a meta deck. You know, you're there to win, and you play against a road deck that you are not prepared for. Bella Betty is one of those leaders that really just clutches games, especially when she sees cards. And I gotta see the right pieces here to do well. She has already got Ivan. 2 searchers off the bat. It's not looking good for us. Yep, 2 Ivans. Got 2 Ivans off that as well. We get a Weevil. Let's do the thing, get Jinbe on board. Play this down for now. Draw another 2k counter. Not too bad, not too bad. Got no trigger on the first hit, which, you know, we can appreciate that. That's something I gotta worry about now. Assuming they only probably run like 2 at most. Another searcher. Goodness, man. So they're hitting 3 5Ks. So it's not relevant for me to block out here because they'll just clear it eventually once I run out of cards. And I kind of need my Doflamingos here in this match just to have the blockers up. I'll give them away 1 here. Because we can get that back later with a Moria. See if we can clear this. We'll clear the other one. Let's play Jinbe first. Let's get a Dofi down. And this would be the time where like this deck runs Egghead Luffy or something. And then pops the blocker. Because that'd be great. We do need to see Gravity Blade here. To remove the Ivan and or Karasu that they decide to play down next turn if they have it. Let's go 7 lead. Please no trigger. Sanji. Alright. Something I didn't want to see. Just because now we have to deal with the blocker here. As well as protecting the Weevil from the following turn. What's to think about? Just let it go. Alright, there you go. I wonder if she was contemplating on blocking that out with Sanji and just giving me a 1k or something. I'd imagine you just attach Tudon to Ivan, do his ability, and play down 2 characters for the cost of 4. Or you just cut a card from hands. Okay, or I'm just wrong entirely. Alright, that's fine. Please whiff. Don't hit anything. You don't need it. Of course they get a Karasu. So that pushes me down to 4k. Oh, never mind, they chose Weevil instead. Let's guard out here with Dofi. It doesn't necessarily matter too much. I probably should have let it go. But if we can guard out with Doflamingo, perhaps they'll spend an extra attack into the Perona. Dofi's gone. There's nothing I can do about it. Because they haven't used leader ability yet, I assume they still have it. So they could possibly clear the Weevil, Perona, and Doflamingo this turn. Alright, cool. But they probably won't though. I don't think Sanji's going to attack. I feel like he'd just be the blocker. Oh wow. So Weevil's dead. You got it, man. I don't know if all that was necessary, but you got it. Yep. That only gives me up to 8k, so Dofi's gone. A Gravity Blade, though. Alright, let's go 5k into Ivan first with Jinbe and Doflamingo and see what he does. If they give me the counter in hand, which is nice, then we can go ahead and Gravity Blade some of his other units. Okay, so we get a Vivi. I like that. Pretty spicy. Come on, let it go. Let it go. Nice. Alright. Now we can Gravity Blade. I'll leave the Sanji up and we'll get rid of the Karasu and the Ivan here. I think Sanji is probably the least threatening out of the two there that we got rid of. Another Ivan. Please whiff. You don't need it. Nope. Got himself a Kuma. Even though Kuma's 2k, Bello Betty can raise it up to make it a 5k, and then it'll be worthy of an attack. So, alright, goes 8k instead. Nice. Now what? I still don't see them attacking with Sanji here. This could be their opportunity to clear the Jinbe. Unless they discard a card from hand. Alright, fair. So Koala, yep. And then Sanji doesn't hit again. Alright, cool. I'm not sure how we're going to get out of this match. Because she is definitely kicking our butt right now. Let's go 7k lead. We'll get the Crocodile. Which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Still a body on board that they will probably try to remove. Let's Red Rock the Ivan. We'll pass the turn. So they need to see a revolutionary card here to use their leader ability. They have to actually do some damage now. So there it goes. That's the second hormone event, which is nice. I still don't think Sanji is swinging, so far we got a 5 and a 6k. 8k in the Croc, you got it, that's fine. Can you finally attack me now, please? I need some new cards. 8k with Kuma, no problem. Why don't you just go 10k, I guess? No? Oh, Nami Banish, alright. I think they just lost the game. The moment they decide to attack with Sanji here in this scenario, they lose the game. I'm pretty sure we got this one. Let's do Perona first. Not bad. Not bad. I think it's probably better for us to take the Moria here in this scenario. That way we can use his ability to get something back from the trash. So our trash is looking pretty good right now. Draw that into the Kaido. We probably should clear Sanji. It's probably just the best play here. Let's get the Dofi blocker. In case they have a means of getting by and doing 2 damage, at least we can block one of them with Dofi. We don't have any other cards in hand that are going to be relevant here. I see them at least attacking with 4 units this turn. You threw away Lindbergh for what? He's got Karasu. That's not bad. That is pretty good. Goes for leader. No. Why? Why wouldn't you just put that on leader? I'm not sure why they decided to target the Doflamingo there. I don't get that. Go ahead, that's fine. Got 1 2k counter. 3 Dawn open. Okay, so Nami can't swing, which is nice. We'll take this one as well. Cool. And you lose the game. Well played, though. Well played. Definitely spooky. And now we just go 14k, right? Cool. But in any case, we ended up playing against Bello Betty and Dragon today. A bunch of laws. And I believe we played 1 purple Luffy, which the game was over in about 3.5-ish minutes, give or take. We ended up gravity blading the queen and the kid blocker at the same time on our curve. And that was all she wrote at the end of the day. So I didn't feel like that was worthy of including, because we didn't really do all too much besides play bodies on board and then gravity blade. Game over. But this should be a very, very tough matchup, considering that Dragon has a lot of attackers that I have to deal with in the early game. Because remember, he can just move Dawn around to other units willy-nilly once per turn. So it's not just the Dragon that comes down and swings in for a big number. It's bodies on board that actually hit for numbers. Boa might be useful here in this match, but I don't know what he does have in this deck. It's probably going to be different than, you know, every other person's deck list as usual. Alright, just goes 5 lead. Okay. Sure, buddy. Get another 2k counter. Ivan. Alright. I guess that was a pretty decent trade-off. We get the Boa here, because remember, that's what we put on top of our deck. I guess we just go 9. Just get the damage in and call it a day. We can Jinbe the Moria or the Doflamingo here. Moria is probably better due to the fact that he's a bigger body. Karasu hits the board, which is very, very scary to deal with right now. Because now Dragon can take those Dawn that he swung in at 7 on Jinbe with and put them on Ivankov. Use Ivankov's leader ability to get something from hand on board for free, which is really, really good. So Jinbe has to go here, unfortunately. Okay, Lindbergh, not too bad. Karasu can attack into leader and then -1 on Doflamingo, and then Lindbergh can pop it. We'll go 7 into Ivan. We hit those. We'll take the Jinbe back. We can play Jinbe back down again, if need be. And we can play down a Doflamingo here, which is our best option. So, it is what it is. Put all these on bottom. I'm really looking for a Kaido if I can safely drop it here in this game. Let's go ahead and start peppering. Next turn we have Gravity Blade if need be. We can bottom deck the Lindbergh and the Karasu. Seeing a Pudding would be really, really nice as well. 7 lead. Oh no, 7 Moria. Minus the Doflamingo here. So Lindbergh can pop the Dofi. Which is nice, right? He planned that out entirely. So let's go ahead and guard out. That way Lindbergh can't pop anything. So his plan kind of seemed like counterintuitive. Because it kind of lets me know like what's happening. Especially with the Lindbergh being on board. And he probably didn't expect me to do that. But come on now, buddy. Come on. Another Karasu. So Lindbergh does get his ability to be active now. Which kind of sucks. But Dofi's got to go. We'll guard out here. I think I need the Moria just to go clap back. And hopefully we can take down the Karasu. And if he decides to guard out, that's totally okay. Because we have the Gravity Blade. He's going to clear board here again, isn't he? No, he's not clearing board because we're going to protect that. Alright. Pass turnover, bud. Let's see what else we can do here. Another Gravity Blade. So it's destined. We have to use this card this turn. Let's go into the Karasu here. Get cards out of his hand at the very least. Yep. Let's do it again. Sure. It really comes down to if I want to play Gravity Blade or Boa first. Let's go 6 into this first, and then we'll use the remaining Dawn to Gravity Blade the other 2 away, which will be the Karasu and the Lindbergh, unless he decides to just let this go. Right. Counters that out as well, which is good. We'll bot deck both of these and pass turnover. I'm surprised he tried to counter there. Like, I figured having 7 Dawn up was already a, okay, he's going to use Gravity Blade moment, you know? But I could be wrong. That's fine. Gets down another Ivankov. Or Ivankov, sorry. Hopefully he whiffs, because that'd be great. Of course not. I mean, you got it, buddy. No problem. Keep Luffy. We can counter this one. But the next attack we won't be so lucky. Never mind, we got Kaido. We're chilling, boys, we're chilling. I'm just debating on... No, we gotta go face here. We have to go face. If all these hit, he just threw the game. If all these hit. Come on, give him another 1 life. Thank you. Get the Kaido down. We didn't really get much of anything here. We got 3k counter worth at most. Yep. We'll counter this with Perona. I'd rather keep Jinbe on board, considering Dragon has 1 life. Let alone Dragon's got 7 Dawn left to play around with, so this could be a numerous amount of things that he plays from hand here. Another 6. Hey, Red Rock. I wish I could bottom deck to Luffy. I guess we just bottom deck to Koala. There's no reason to stick Dawn on Luffy here, considering I don't have any blockers on board, so it's probably just better to go 7k. I think going 6 is a big mistake. Alright, we can counter out here with the 2k counter. But then Dragon just runs into it again, probably. And if that's the case, it is what it is. It was destined to go. So 7 into Jinbe. You got it. Another Luffy. I'm pretty sure we have the game now. Pretty sure. Almost 100%. Almost. Let's go 12 lead. And 15k to leader as well. Good game, buddy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. This will be the last game of the day. And we're going to dive back into the deck list. Hopefully we can come out on a W. Although it's probably going to be pretty hard to do so. We do actually see the Jinbe. We have 2 blockers in hand already. And there is a Gravity Blade. So far, we're looking pretty good. It just depends on what cards this law is running in their build. It seems to be like a lot of these laws are a little bit different, or they have different ratios of certain cards, so. No Gordon, no Raise Max. That's a good sign. We're off to a good start. So might as well get the Jinbe on board. We can cheat out a Doflamingo blocker here. So Jinbe will be protected. There's no reason to play down Crocodile because I don't have another Dawn active to bounce Perona back to my hand. And in this scenario, we have nothing but 2k counters. So that is really good considering we already have Kaido in hand. As long as we survive, we can just drop Kaido and hopefully just close out this game really quickly. We'll give them the 1k Dofi here. I feel like blocking with our actual blocker Dofi is the mistake, because I feel like they're going to remove the Jinbe one way or the other. Cool. He survives at least for 1 more turn. Shiraya is kind of irrelevant right now. I'm not really worried about that too much. I think the next card that comes up is going to be Moria, if I remember correctly. Let's find out. Nice. Because I already forgot what it was. But we get another Doflamingo, which is really good. Let's go 5k with this as well. I feel like a lot of RP Law players don't pay attention to Doflamingo. You know, he is a 4k. And just attaching 1 Dawn for 5, I think it catches a lot of them off guard. Hey, we'll take that. Let's go another 5. Sure. Pass turnover. So we go to 4, 5. We go to 7 down next turn with Gravity Blade. Okay, that's not a kid. That's Miss All Sunday. We'll take those, though. This would be the best opportunity to have Pudding, by the way. And I feel like most RP Law decks, they don't generally have a lot of cards in hand unless they're playing with a bunch of Reijus, or they get lucky and chain them back to back. In this scenario, he hasn't really played a lot of bodies on board, because he's using all of his Dawn just to play one card each and every turn, it looks like. Cool. This poor guy, man. This poor guy. I'm sorry, I gotta do you like this. And I think we have to bottom deck the attackers here. But we need to actually get rid of the Soraya to go for game. This should get possibly maybe 4K counter in hand, because we have 4 attacks. Or he's gonna take them. If he takes this hit, he loses like 100%. Alright. Now we just need to find one card, and we can go for game next turn. There's Kid. I feel like it's a little bit too late for that. Unless they just drew that off of their draw, and or it came off of life here. Otherwise, I would have probably played that down in place of Miss Sunday. Goes 5. We will have to counter out. Two Dawn open. So still a potential to drop Raise Max here. But I'm guessing he's not going to do that, because otherwise he would have done that first to give my Moria the minus and then swung into that with Miss All Sunday. That way it's guaranteed to go. What are you playing here? Not a whole lot. Okay, so Zoro comes down. He has 3 Dawn open. That's still another Zoro that could possibly come my way. Which, he's only swinging for 5 here in this scenario. Sure. You got it, buddy. Can we get there? That is not what I wanted to see, actually. But, what are you going to do? We can go 9 here. And then go 10k with Doflamingo. And hopefully that'll be game. Because he has to block 1 or give me 5k counter. Nice. Pretty good, pretty good. Good game, buddy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the end of the video. I appreciate everybody who decided to make it this far. Overall, I had a lot of fun today, as I normally would with Doflamingo. Not as much fun as I would have if I played Birdcage. Because you know, Doflamingo, if you guys have been here for a long time, Doflamingo is my favorite character in all of the anime. I play a lot of Dofi decks, man. And Blue Doflamingo is just... it doesn't do it for me versus Birdcage. Especially how flexible Birdcage is, how many different variations you can build. Blue has that skill ceiling. It has that deck ceiling, whatever you want to call it, where you can only build this deck a certain amount of ways. Which are very, very slim. But overall, it's nice that this leader is back in the metagame, in which we haven't seen him since like that weird period of 4.5 or OP5, whatever you want to call it, when Blue Crocodile was out and he was doing a thing. Where's he at? When he was doing a thing, Dofi was doing a thing. But that was a long time ago. And since then, this leader hasn't really got much love since OP07. So, with that being said, there are going to be some new cards that are coming out in some structure decks, so do be mindful of that if you guys are looking to pick up Doflamingo stuff now. Get it while it's a little bit cheap. Because once those new structure decks come out, I think some things are going to shoot up in price, depending on what they are. But I could be wrong. Who's to say? In any case, come stop by Game & Giant here, out in the Fairfax area of Virginia. Come compete in some local events, meet some new friends, buy some singles, buy One Piece products, Pokemon products, Yu-Gi-Oh!, what have you. We got you covered. Overall, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. This has been Pawseplays. Remember to smash that like button, make sure you subscribe for future content when it comes to all things One Piece. Hop in the Discord. Come tell me I suck. It is what it is. I will catch you guys in the very next one. Stay safe out there. I'll see y'all later.